With Christmas right around the corner, and lots of people are putting up their holiday lights and decorations, I thought I'd give y'all some tips that I've learned over the few years about putting them up and taking them down. So let's get started. Now here's something I do when I have lights that are way up high and a ladder is not necessarily needed. I got an old broomstick. I got an eyelet made into it. What I do is take a pair of channel locks and take that eyelet and open it up to where it becomes almost like a hook or even an L shape, like so. Then you can hook your lights into it and get those hard to reach places. Like this light strand right here. I want to get raised up, so I'll take my hook, catch the light strand, raise it up to where I need it to go. Here's a tip. When I buy a new extension cord, got this 50-footer from Walmart for less than $12. As soon as I get it, on the ends, I take a Sharpie. I like these dual point Sharpies. And I'll write the length of the cord on it, on the ends of the cord. I have a lot of extension cords, so this helps me keep track of the length of each one. Now this tip has many tips inside of it. I have these C9 color LED lights that go down a little flower garden, driveway, so on. I've had them for quite a while, and I wanted to add a little bit more pop to them, so I was going to add some clear. Well, here comes the problem. These bulbs are about 4 or 5 years old. I've had no problem with them, they work great. These bulbs I got last year. I'm going to put them underneath one another. And can you see the difference? For one, the spacing of the older set is twice as much as the spacing on the new set. And what I was hoping is to put a clear bulb in between each color bulb. Well, that's not going to happen with these. So my tip is, whenever you're going to buy some lights and you need 4 boxes, go ahead and get 5, maybe even 6, because the thing is, the bases change. And also, another issue I had is I was using this style light stakes. They work great on the older ones, but the speed stakes work even better. And like the name says, they're speed stakes, they're faster. You set your bulb in, and you give it a little twist, it locks in place. It's that simple, that quick. You can knock a row out really quickly. The problem with the new C9 style is the base is smaller. It's almost 2/3 less. This new style bulb won't fit or won't work in the speed stake, because your older style here, the wires come in and out on the sides, whereas the new style, if you can tell here, they come out on the bottom, so the light can't rest inside the speed stake. Even if you lock in place, it's going to be flopping around. It just doesn't look right. Wasn't really happy with these bulbs right here. Should have paid attention. So my tip is, whenever you're getting stakes lawn stakes, number one, make sure they fit the bulbs you have. You may have the older style or you may have the newer style. These speed stakes do not work on the newer style. These and a lot of the other style where it grabs hold of it from the side work on pretty much every bulb. Luckily, I have quite a few of these boxes that I stocked up on, and actually had to change them out where my new older style C9s use the speed stake because I needed more of these stakes for some lights I was putting somewhere else. So that idea with me trying to interlace these white ones in there with the colors is not going to work because the spacing, they're going to be right there on top of each other, so it's not going to look all that great. So number one, check your spacing, check your bases, check your speed stakes or check your stakes, and check your quantities. Christmas lights like firewood. If you think you got enough, you don't. Go get some more. Like I mentioned in my previous tip, the bases and bulbs of your lights can change from year to year with your residential lighting. I have here a box that's full of lights, fuses of all different types. I also keep these twist ties in there. Just a random catch-all box. Because I've seen it too many times where people have one light go out on their string, so they go run to Walmart or Lowe's looking for a replacement light. Well, they don't make it in that size or that style again. Sometimes your bases will change. Sometimes the light itself will change. A lot of times people just throw these away. These come in with all your lights. Don't throw them away. Keep them in a little box. Then when you have a light go out, you can just rummage through it, find your one you're looking for, fix the light, and away you go. If you're like me and you have a pretty decent sized light display that's spread out all over your yard, you're going to have a lot of these extension cords. Now these white cords, this is 1/2 of my leaping arch. There's 4 cords here. Bundling them up doesn't look so tacky in your yard, makes it look nice and neat. And what I do is I use some of that white electrical tape that I use to make the leaping arch. Now if you don't have electrical tape, you can use these. These are the little twist ties that come in with many of your lights. Now by tying these up, it creates less of a tripping hazard in your yard. So when you're walking the dog at night or the kids are playing in the yard, they don't trip all over your extension cords. Now this is something every homeowner should own. Maybe not particularly this model, but every homeowner should have at least a 6 or 8 foot good sturdy step ladder. This right here is the Little Giant Multi 17. They'll cost you about $150. If you catch them on Black Friday, they're about $90. This was probably one of the most expensive investments I have with my holiday light setup, and not so much a money setup, but a safety setup. This ladder does all kinds of configurations and lengths and heights, and it has actually been a very good tool, and I've used it more than I thought I would this year. Now my biggest headache at the end of this season when I'm putting up my lights is actually storing them and keeping them all together. Now here's the tip. Go to your local Lowe's, Home Depot, or electrical supply house and get you one of these spools. They come in wood and metal. This is the one that had the wire that I made my own extension cords out of. You can also go places that have rope and string that they sell by the foot. Get with the associates there and let them know you're looking for some empty spools. And a lot of times they'll give them to you. Instead of them throwing away, they'll hold them for you. And then you can just wrap your lights up on it at the end of the year. And then get your marker and write on the end of it where they go, what type of light they are, how long they are, you know, whatever you want to put on there. So you ran out of ideas, you really don't know what you want to do with your Christmas decorations. Here's the tip. Go around your neighborhood, go around your town, go around your neighboring towns. See what you like with those lights. See what you don't like. Take some notes. You know, learn from their mistakes, or maybe possibly enhance what they already have. Use your own ideas, maybe use other people's ideas in a mixture. This is my house from last year. Now these houses right here have a lot of warm lights. They're fairly large houses, so it's kind of the classical look. This house here has a mixture of both warm and the bright lights. This one has a kind of a mixture of both and a little bit of color here and there. Now this house right here has a fairly large face on it, and they use the spotlights that accentuate the largeness and the massiveness of their house. This house has a bunch of large inflatables and some lights. Now this house right here, it's on a corner lot. It's a fairly large house on a fairly large lot. And I was just guessing they have probably close to, if not more than 100 inflatables in various sizes, shapes, and themes. A lot of the kids like it, and a lot of the neighborhood people come around there, and it's something nice to see. Now this house has different areas of different types of lights, like this one has here. They have the colors in one area and the white lights in some areas. Same with this house. It's more of a white light with icicle lights. This house has a bunch of upbeat style lights. Now this house right here is fully synchronized to music. I think the light show is about 20 to 30 minutes long, and I have some videos on it that I did over the last couple of years. There's pixel trees, and there's actually a pixel display. They have water features. There's the pixel tree going off. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort to do something like this. Now this house right here has a bunch of yard ornaments that are on the white lights. Now, here's a house from last year that I was telling you about. This house right here, I talked to the gentleman one time about how long it takes him to set it up. It's a long time. He takes money for a local children's hospital or care center or something like that. He takes donations for it. I've always donated to him. I forgot how long it takes him to put it up, but it takes a lot of time. So if you're looking to do something like this, you're going to have to get started in at least mid-October to early November. It's going to take me about 3 weeks to get my lights set up. I do them all by myself. So that's another thing you want to do is plan it out. Don't start the 1st of December and think you're going to get it done. You're not. Get it started early. I like to turn my Christmas lights on Black Friday. And I usually turn them off the first weekend in November. The first weekend in January, sometimes later on. Just depends on the weather and how I really feel. But overall, I hope these ideas give you some hints and tips and tricks on getting your lights set up for this year. I'm going to have some more videos coming out here real soon of the progress of my lights, because I'm fixing to start putting them on my house here very shortly. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.